How's it going, y'all? This is the Babylon Bill channel. I'm Babylon Bill. Sorry about that. So this week we're going to do a review on Ghostbuster Afterlife. Overall, a decent movie. It's entertaining. It has some funny parts. The acting, even the child acting, is not too bad. Um, there was one child actor named Podcast that was a little odd, but I think his character was supposed to be odd. I mean, the main character, Phoebe, she her character is odd, and I feel like the actors did a good job representing that. Paul Rudd, as always, was super enjoyable. He didn't have that big of a role, but it was an enjoyable role. Um, so I guess a brief summary, or a really good summary, was this was Ghostbuster 1 with cameos, better graphics, with no offense to the original Ghostbusters. It was done in 1984. I mean, you can only do so much in the 80s. And if the Ghostbusters were kids instead of adults. Um, which, again, it kind of worked when it focused on, like, Phoebe and her journey of figuring out the ghost and the ghost busting. Um, So pretty much without doing spoilers, I guess I can say this before I dive in, is Phoebe, her mom, and the brother, which I can't remember the name of. Um, the mom's dad dies. They inherit a farm, pretty much a dirt farm, and it's them figuring out who the grandfather is and what's going on with the ghost and one of those ghost sightings now. Um, I don't want to go into too much about spoiling a few things. I'm trying to remember what was in the trailers. Um, so, story wise, again, it's not bad. I don't think it's good as the original Ghostbusters. Um, like, even close to good as the original Ghostbusters, but that movie holds a dear place in my heart. Um, but when the story focused on Phoebe, like, it was pretty good. It kept moving. I felt like it slowed down when it started focusing on some of the other characters, like the brother and the mom. Um, Not that they weren't good, and they kind of. I can understand when the scenes are in the movie. Is one of the ways they where they get the brother on board, um, and the girl that the brother's chasing was not a spoiler. That's from like not even the first 30 minutes of the movie. You can tell he's gonna be chasing this girl pretty much the entire time. Um, and again, for child actors, not bad at all. I think it was done. They did pretty well. Which child actors can go either or. Sometimes they do really well, and sometimes it's oh my god, get an acting coach. I know you're only like 12, but still get an acting coach. Which may seem a little harsh. I try not to judge child actors too harshly. I mean, those are seriously new to the profession. Um, but again, Paul Rudd was enjoyable. This is from the trailer, so this isn't spoilers. When the mini marshmallow men come out, that was kind of an enjoyable scene. I will say some parts of the movie are a little predictable, especially once you kind of realize this is Ghostbuster 1 with kids. Um, I don't think that spoilers the movie too much. I hope not. Yeah. Um, I mean, honestly, that is my honest opinion. This was Ghostbuster 1 just with kids as the Ghostbusters. But, I mean, it hit all the classic. Had the car, had the photon blasters in the trap, it had a ghost. It didn't have slime, it had a different ghost. I think they called him Munchie or the Muncher or something. Um, again, it not as good as the first one, but kind of follows the same recipe. Um, there's some things at the end I don't want to say, but there's some Deus Machinas that come out at the end, which makes me kind of. I kind of figured at some point there might have been more to it, but I mean, I'm not surprised at the Deus Machinas, but I felt like it could have been done better. Because sometimes movies just have to have Deus Machinas. I hate it was like, oh, this movie sucked. There's a Deus Machina. It's a movie. We're gonna have Deus Machinas. Um, but I like when it's done well. And it's not always the Deus Machina. Sometimes it's just last minute, like Avengers Endgame. You could almost consider all the heroes coming in right when Captain America's about to get his ass completely killed. Um, a Deus Machina because it's something that came down and helped him out, but it wasn't really a Deus Machina. Like if they would have came in and completely wiped him out, that would have been a Deus Machina. But they didn't. It was still a fight. Um, and again, I think this was done well. Well, the in-game one was done well. Let me rephrase that. This one, yeah, this not as much. Um, but I enjoyed it. I really did. I really did enjoy the film. Um, soundtrack wasn't half bad, and it was great. It was great. There are cameos from the other Ghostbusters, the originals, and even the assistant. I don't remember her name. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am terrible with characters' names, but she makes an appearance as well. Um, but I mean, it was a good film. I'm not really sure what else to say about it. Going into spoilers too much. I'm trying to avoid that, so my reviews may be getting shorter now because of that. Which maybe that means I get more views. I mean, I only got what 4 subscribers. By the way, if you're liking this content, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them. I'm still pretty new to this, so I'll take any feedback I can get. Um, Overall, just because I did enjoy the film, I was able to get a few chuckles out of it. I'll probably give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10, which is probably the most I give a film if I feel like it's a good film, but I wasn't blown away. Um, I know in Eternals I gave it like a 5 or a 6. That's how underwhelmed I was, but Marvel has a high bar. I didn't have that high of a bar for this film. I was just hoping that would be enjoyable. I could see some old Ghostbuster stuff, which I did on both counts. So it's a good film. Is it the best Ghostbuster film? No, I think that's always going to be the first one. Period. The 1984 Ghostbuster will probably always be the best Ghostbuster film. Um, but that's just my opinion. I think it's just, but I, I did have a question. This isn't a spoiler. You'll realize this. How do people not believe in ghosts in the Ghostbuster universe? Because call the film, they're calling the dirt farmer crazy, the grandfather, and and like they don't believe when ghosts come through the town. I'm like, in New York City, that was a big event, and people call it a hoax or not real. I don't know. I don't get it. I think that was kind of one of my problems with the film. I thought people would be a lot more accepting of, oh, hey, a ghost came through. Um, anyways, that doesn't really give anything away. I mean, if this is Ghostbuster 1, so there are going to be skeptics and all that other stuff. But that's pretty much all I got to say. That really does sum it up. And I know I said this more than once now in this video. It is Ghostbuster 1 with kids set in Oklahoma, small town middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, instead of New York City in the modern day. That's pretty much the movie. So you like Ghostbuster 1, but maybe you're looking for like Ghostbuster 1 Light. It works. But if you didn't like the film, or you don't think you would like a Ghostbuster Light, probably isn't the film for you. But anyway, that's all I got. Please like and subscribe. Next week's Thanksgiving, so I don't know if I'll do a opinion video next week. I will try to, but I make no promises. But I really am going to try to. All right, later, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend.